Hello, my name is Bobby Black. Today is Wednesday, October 25th, 2017. For my managerial interview, I interviewed Mr. Lucas Carpenter, who is a field representative for the Wolfpack Club. Mr. Carpenter graduated from NC State with a degree in sport management. To open up the interview, I asked Mr. Carpenter what influenced him to be in the sport industry. And he said more than anything, it was being a student athlete in college. Mr. Carpenter played soccer here at NC State, and he said being on a team, being around training staff, members of the athletic department, getting to see behind the scenes of what really goes on, that's what influenced him to be in the sport field and to major in sport management. He didn't know what he wanted to do coming into college, and that's what made him choose his major. It even influenced him to apply for graduate school, which led into my next question. If he went to graduate school, and if he did, how did it benefit him? He went to graduate school at New York University, where he would receive a degree in sport administration, and he said graduate school helped him very, very much. He said more than anything, it helped him grow up. He said at NC State, being on the soccer team, he had a very structured schedule between practice, games, training, weightlifting, class. Didn't have much free time, and what free time he did have, he would need to do schoolwork. And he said, you could dress casual, do whatever you wanted to do. In graduate school, though, you were expected, it was run like a business. You were expected to dress business casual, and other than class, you were completely on your own free time. He said learning to handle that and how to handle that was what really made him grow up and really make him a marketable employee for businesses. I asked him if he had spent any other time doing different jobs in the sport field, or what entry-level jobs he had. He said he interned with New York University's athletic department and with Columbia University. He also interned with the soccer team here at NC State after college. He worked in coaching as a high school coach for other children at the middle school and high school level. And he also said that he wanted at one point to be in administration, and so he got into that as well with New York University. He said by far, though, when he was interning with Columbia University, that he got into fundraising, and that's what really triggered him to drive more, be successful. He found his calling. He wanted to be in sport fundraising. I asked him if working in all the aspects and levels of sport, that helped him become more well-rounded, and he said wholeheartedly he thought it did. He sees why things happen now in operations, why advertisements are shown at a certain time, why coaches make the decisions they did. He said it really helps him. I also asked him about connections in the sport field, relationships with other people, and as Dr. Lindsay says, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. Mr. Carpenter wholeheartedly agrees with that statement. If the people know you for positive things rather than negative. He said if people know you for positive things, even if they don't remember you months from now, it's not negative, and that definitely is a bigger aspect than who you know, and that can open up many job opportunities for you. I asked what his favorite part of being in the sport industry was, and he said in his current job, it's traveling all across the state of North Carolina, getting to meet current donors, new prospective donors, whoever wants to help out with Wolfpack athletics, and just meet all kinds of NC State fans and get to interact with the different teams, travel with them, and just be part of Wolfpack Nation, see it firsthand, and influence people to donate to the very successful athletic department. He says his least favorite part of the job is being a fan as well as being an employee of NC State. He says he sees wins and losses just like a regular fan. Wins are fantastic, losses, they hurt. He said, but he also can see it from a business aspect. He says with a big win, he celebrates it a little bit as a fan, but then in the back of his mind it pops up, oh, with this win, we're going to have a busy week, we're going to have more profit. And with a loss, he sees that this week might be slow. It might be a non-profitable week. Overall, he answered most of the questions. He answered questions with other questions. I had 22 questions written down, and he answered most of them within other questions. There was one, and this was my final question. I asked him if he achieved his dream job, and if he hadn't, what was it? And he said that he hadn't achieved his dream job yet. He's entry-level jobs. His first job was as a account manager at LSU. At LSU, he was tasked with building an annual fund for the Tiger Athletic Department, and he said he enjoyed that. And then he came back and was hired by the Wolfpack Club, where he wanted to work in fundraising. He says that he hasn't reached his dream job. He loves working with the Wolfpack Club, loves coming into work every day. He loves NC State. But he says his dream job is being a sports fundraising consultant, helping other people in sport with their fundraising tasks, whether it be individuals, athletic departments, whatever. He wants to be a sport fundraising consultant. That is his dream job. He says if that will ever come, he doesn't know, because he loves where he is right now. But he says best case scenario, dream job, he wants to be a sport fundraising consultant. The interview with Mr. Carpenter was very interesting and helped me a lot as well. I feel like I can take a lot of things he said and use them in my own path, getting a career in the sport field. It was a very enjoyable experience. Thank you.